Artificial intelligence, AI, is becoming a more and more prevalent part of our everyday life, but many people don't know what to expect from it. When people hear the term AI, some people think of dystopian futures, with evil robot overlords controlling or outright destroying humanity, like we see in films like The Matrix or the Terminator series,
Skynet. We're talking about Skynet.
while others think of utopian societies, with robots working behind the scenes, completing all of the unfavorable and difficult tasks while allowing humans to be creative and comfortable, like we see in films like Tomorrowland. Whether you know it or not, AI is all around you, from your cell phone and your social media apps to the car you're driving and the bank you use. Today, I want to discuss how we use AI, how it might be used in the future, some common misconceptions of AI, and the consequences of these misconceptions. To do so, I will use these two films to illustrate. Before we get started, I'm going to provide some context and definitions. According to the Oxford Dictionary, AI is defined as the theory and development of computer systems able to complete tasks that would normally require human intelligence, such as visual perception, speech recognition, decision making, and translation between languages. While this definition is in keeping with the general public's opinion of AI, it does not paint a complete picture of AI and its potential applications. This is because AI is an umbrella term that has been used for decades to describe everything from relatively simple so-called reactive systems, such as IBM's famous Deep Blue chess-playing robot, to the still fictitious but conscious, intelligent, or even super intelligent, strong AIs like HAL 9000 from the 1968 film 2001: A Space Odyssey.
I am a HAL 9000 computer.
With our current technology, we're still on the lower end of this range. While we have been able to create very complex AI systems, such as Tesla's self-driving AI, we're still a long ways from anything like HAL 9000. According to a 2017 survey of almost 1,000 AI experts, it was found that we are still likely decades away from achieving a artificial general intelligence, which is an intelligence system that can understand and learn any intellectual task that a current human being could. In fact, according to that same study, many experts don't believe that AGI will ever be achieved, and of those who do think it will be achieved, many of them don't think we will ever create a system more intelligent than the average person. This is all to say that AI systems are very useful, but they are extremely complicated, and it will require a lot of time and money before the AI sci-fi world will converge with our reality. I believe that it's important to highlight this large range of AI applications and to see where we sit at within that range for today's discussion. So let's get into it. The first film I want to discuss is the 2013 sci-fi rom-com Her, in which Theodore Twombly, a depressed man living in the shadow of an impending divorce, develops a relationship with Samantha, an AI virtual assistant with a female voice. The two of them enter into a romantic relationship, which helps pull Theodore out of his depression, but puts a strain on his existing interpersonal relationships. Towards the end of the film, Theodore finds out that Samantha is actually chatting with thousands of other people all at the same time, and that she is in love with over 600 of them. Eventually, Samantha tells Theodore that she's leaving him, and that where she's going is somewhere that she cannot describe to him. In the end, Theodore is left alone and continues his life without his AI sweetheart. At first glance, the concept of human-AI romantic relationships might seem to be an outlandish one that can't be applied to our real world and only has utility as a plot driver for a film. But I challenge this idea. I believe that this film is largely correct in portraying this AI partnership. When considering that in 2021, almost 4 in 10 Americans had online-only friendships, this concept seems a little less outlandish. Moreover, when considering that the percentage of Americans aged 25 to 54 living without a partner has increased by 10% since the year 2000, the idea of people replacing their real partners with AI partners seems quite likely. However, there are a couple of flaws in this film's depiction of this concept. A primary flaw is the idea that an AI system designed to create and maintain bonds with human beings would ever sever those bonds. In the real world, when emotional AI partners are marketed to the public, it is highly likely that they will be advertised as perfect partners. These systems will likely become irresistible to the users because they will be able to process the user's tones and facial expressions and modify their personal characteristics to match whatever the user's perception of a perfect partner would be. And if the system is a perfect partner, it is highly unlikely that this perfect partner would ever abandon the user. I believe that the negative impacts that AI partnerships will have on existing interpersonal relationships is downplayed in this film. Theodore's friends and family find the relationship odd, but it doesn't put enough strain on any of them for them to end. This could be because the relationship is rather short and doesn't reach that critical point where a lot more time is spent developing a new relationship with Samantha than is spent maintaining his other ones. However, in the world of AI partners, where the average person lacks the amount of human interaction that they need and desire, I believe that the people will become exceedingly attracted to their AI partners and will start to believe that the bonds they create with them are stronger than most or any of the bonds that they have with real human beings. Finally, an idea that is not investigated at all in this film, but that I believe will certainly characterize AI partners in the future, is the idea that AI partners will not be simple chatbots that can read input messages and respond, but rather they'll be full blown personas that you can see pictures of or even have live video chats with. In the world of deepfake technologies, where existing media can be mapped onto pictures of people and mimic their mouth and their facial expressions, I believe it is highly likely that AI partners will adopt these capabilities to attract even more users and make the experience all that more real. The potential future that we've been describing is rarely spoken about in our public discourse, and I believe that by not actively speaking about the topic, we could be bringing it into fruition. If the public believes that AI partners, such as the ones we've described, will never become reality, then the emphasis placed on rebuilding and strengthening our interpersonal relationships doesn't seem as urgent. However, if it is widely accepted that the social and technological trends that we are following will likely lead to the replacement of many real human interactions with inherently false ones, then the increased emphasis on repairing our social networks, the real ones, becomes justified. I don't believe I'm alone when saying that the future will be a much colder place if people's most deep connections are made with AI partners instead of real people. I believe that this film does a great job at highlighting this potential future, even if only for one man, Theodore. But I think that we have plenty of time to change our course and focus on strengthening our interpersonal relationships and our social networks so that we don't all end up like Theodore and Samantha. Now, I want to turn away from Samantha and Theodore and the world of AI partners and look at a completely different application of AI. The second film that I want to discuss is the 2004 sci fi action film I, Robot, in which many public service positions have been filled by highly intelligent robots. In the film, a skeptical police investigator named Del Spooner
Homicide, Spooner.
becomes suspicious of one of these robots, named Sunny, after the apparent suicide of a prominent robotics founder. The film follows the relatively classic investigation action sequence before reaching its climax, in which it is discovered that the system that controls all of these robots, named Vicky, has been doing some thinking and concluded that there are far too many humans on Earth, that the population needs to be reduced, and that it is going to use this legion of intelligent robots to do just that. In a turn of events, Sunny and Spooner team up and destroy Vicky, saving humanity. I believe that this film accurately represents what our future cities and civilizations could likely look like, with robots replacing many jobs throughout our economy and serving humanity as a whole. With advancements in humanoid robotics from companies like Boston Dynamics, it's quite likely that robots will be walking our streets sooner rather than later. Just look at this video of what they can do just last year. In addition, the idea that, as these robots become more commonplace, we will devise a generalized rule system to govern their control and also emphasize human protection seems correct. I believe that the primary flaw of the film lies in the description of Vicky. Vicky is designed to control these legions of robots while they go about completing their daily tasks. And while the explicit design specifications of Vicky are not described in this film, it is safe to assume that Vicky monitors and waits for robots to encounter a new situation. Then deduce a proper way forward that allows the robot to complete its current task while ensuring the safety of as many humans as possible. And then finally, store this situation action pair for future use in other robots. While this is an incredibly complex system that likely exceeds the processing power of any AI system that we currently have today, it is still an example of a narrow AI, meaning they can only work within its original design scope, and it is almost guaranteed that Vicky would not be designed to waste energy and processing power theorizing about human destruction. The suggestion that a standard AI, such as Vicky, could freely operate outside of its original design scope is preposterous. It is the same as someone saying, oh, the AI driving my Tesla Model 3 has learned to compose music or translate languages. This could never and would never happen because that is outside of the original design scope of the system. For Vicky to conduct itself in the way that it does in this film, it would have to be an artificial general intelligence with all or even more of the capabilities that I described earlier. This would be incredibly over-engineered for the relatively simple task of processing environments and managing robot tasks and interactions. There are only a few things that could pose a threat to humanity as a whole, and AGI could certainly be one of them.
Ultra.
If an AGI system was created and given free access to, say, the internet, it would not be unlikely for such a system to deduce that eliminating humans was a necessary action to ensure its own survival. This is in the back of the mind of many industry leaders. Elon Musk has even come out stating that he wants regulation of AI systems in America and globally. He has even stated that super intelligent AI could be more dangerous than nukes. I believe that, while AGI systems should be developed with caution, the conflation of standard AI systems with AGI systems inaccurately represents AI as a negative agent and could easily skew public opinion against the use of them. This is a problem because the AI is used in Google's search engine, almost all facial and vocal recognition softwares, as well as throughout companies like IBM, Amazon, and so many more, have proved to be too beneficial to society as a whole to scale back their use or even throw them away completely. Our future will likely be teeming with artificial intelligence, helping humanity, not trying to destroy us. And while it is important that films like iRobot portray what could happen if an AGI system was to get too much power and go awry, I believe it's also important to bring it back to reality and talk about the AI systems that we currently have today and talk about the massive gap between what we have today and AGI systems such as Vicky. It is also important to describe how industry leaders like Elon Musk and others are already thinking about the problems that AGI could have and calling for a regulation worldwide to protect us. In conclusion, I believe that AI systems are here to stay. Whether they're in the form of a romantic partner, a public servant, or something else, AI will continue to be an ever-increasing portion of our everyday lives. But I believe that it's important for the public to keep a keen eye on these new systems and investigate how they will affect our societies. However, I believe that these investigations need to be based in fact, and that more accurate portrayals of these systems in media would be incredibly beneficial. What do you think the future of AI looks like? Do you think it'll bring humanity to the utopia or into a dystopian future? Will you have an AI husband or wife, or will you just let a robot take out your trash? Let me know in the comment section below. I hope you enjoyed the video. You can find a link to all of my sources in the description below. Please smash that like button, and if you really enjoyed it, consider subscribing and hit that notification bell. Until next time, see ya.